Gilbert, it feels like every 3 to 4 months, I like to get your thoughts on who the pound for pound king of the ring is. Obviously, you have your top 10. I like asking you just because I want to see how it's changed, who's gone up, who's gone down, who the king is. We all know for a while it was Saul Canelo Alvarez, and now he's making his way down, 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 down. So let's take a look. Gilbert, can you just give us who's number one on your list?
Yeah, so after last week annoying a lot of people, shout out to those that watched the Spence Crawford early preview. I think people enjoyed the analysis, but a lot of people were not happy. So check out the comments in that video. So to kind of add to that, I'm gonna get more, I guess I'm gonna get more on maybe negative feedback you want to call it, but good engagement. I'll say that. So it's a top pound for pound. As you know, I called him my slight favorite last week. Terence Crawford is number one on my pound for pound list. And I don't feel 100% about it. That's the good thing about right now in boxing. It's wide open. Like before, for sure, it was like Saul Canelo Alvarez, or when it was Floyd Mayweather, or even when Chocolatito Roman Gonzalez was doing it. So now it's kind of a fight here, but Crawford is more passing the eye test instead of actually having a big fight. But you know what? That'll be solved because Errol Spence Jr. and Crawford are going to throw it down July 29th.
Um, you're big on use check, huh? Like, I mean, him and Fury haven't gone at it yet, and I know they're like at one point, oh, they're gonna sign their contract. Oh, they haven't signed it. Oh, here we go. Oh no, like you're big on you. You think he's better than Tyson Fury?
Yeah, no, he's a skillful fighter. So, and by the way, hopefully people are not throwing stuff at the wall right now, seeing this top 10. But yeah, that was one of the ones I moved up. Fernando is Oleksandr Usyk. He was just so impressive, and I know AJ Anthony Joshua is not the best heavyweight. I think he's been exposed a lot lately, and you could shout out Andy Ruiz for that one. But he picked them apart, and he's picked apart everybody. He even like a few years back, he won the cruiserweight tournament, which I thought was kind of cool. A tournament for a weight class, and he dominated in the cruiserweight. Went up to heavyweight. He's a smaller dude, but he's really skillful. Like the only person I might see on the skill level is Tyson Fury, and that's why I give Fury the edge because he is maybe not as skillful as Usyk, but he's a giant beast with the power. Alexander does not have that, but he is a technician for sure.
What's your criteria?
Yeah, good question by the way. It's a little bit of everything. You got to pass the eye test. You need to have a good resume. And yeah, people got on me last week about do I know my stuff or not? Maybe I forgot to mention Crawford fought Sean Porter. I think Sean Porter was a little over the hill by then, but he's been tested before, so you got to be tested. You got to pass the eye test. You got to just leave me amazed. Like Brian Pacquiao doing the footwork. That was Lomachenko at one point. Lomachenko was number one on people's top 4 or 5 years ago. So pass the eye test. Just be tested. And then it's okay to have some bad, some kind of so-so fights, but if you're fighting good quality opponents, like say a Canelo, that always works in your favor as well.
Is there a fighter you left off that you're kind of like, oh, like you kind of wanted to put him in, but you just couldn't over these guys?
I was kind of hesitant to put Devin Haney, but people are probably get on me on that one. But even how about Lomachenko? Like, because people said that he beat Devin Haney. That was one of the topics we had on Combat Compas. But Devin Haney has the belts, has 4 belts, and I thought that was a big deal. But there's a lot of fighters out there, and it's just for me. I had to get Shakur Stevenson in there in number 9. For some reason, Tank Davis is not getting a lot of love from people when it comes to the top 10 pound for pound, and Gervonta Davis is in trouble right now. It could be a video for another day, but let's just focus on in the ring. But there were some guys out there that I feel like I left off, but I feel good about it though, about this top 10. Maybe the people could scream at me about the ranking here and leave a comment if there's a couple guys you feel like I should have strongly consider up here. But I'm okay with it. The Canelo Alvarez a lot of fans, so maybe they'll watch this, but hey, you're crazy. Number 7, I thought he looked kind of sluggish against John Ryder. And then he lost to Dimitri Bivol. So at some point, you got to figure out, okay, is this kind of a decline here? But overall, I still like Canelo.
Um, so is there, from your bottom 5, is there a fighter who you think can make a big jump in your rankings? And if so, what do they have to do?
Well, the one that would be interesting, like you say, Spence beats Crawford. Does that make him the number 1 pound for pound? I think so. That's you're beating a legit number 1 guy right now. And like I mentioned last week, Spence has been tested by many fighters. Yeah, I know Spence didn't fight Keith Thurman. I saw that comment there too. I was just mentioning like he's with PBC, but he's been tested a lot, and I wish Spence fought Pacquiao before the car accident or whatever it was, the eye injury, I think it was. But he's fought Ugas, he fought Danny Garcia, Sean Porter as well. So I think if you beat Crawford, that's enough for me to say Spence could be top pound for pound. And then I don't know, maybe Fury and Usyk fight each other. Fury can't find an opponent right now. He's trying to get Anthony Joshua to sign on the dotted line. But was that really going to do for you? And then Canelo, if Canelo fights Bibble again and he beats him, you could go up again. So the good thing about it, just mentioned, that's what there's 6 people from the top 10 could potentially fight each other and make 3 big fights. But we'll see. So
that was Gilbert's top 10 list. Don't forget, for pound, to go into the comments. Let Gilbert hear about it. I mean, we know last week, some people were not so nice to Gilbert. Be nice to Gilbert. I mean, some guy goes in the comments last week goes, this Gilberto guy is clueless when he keeps referring to size. He keeps saying somebody's too big. Doesn't he realize 95% of Tank Davis' opponents are bigger than him? 95% of Mike Tyson's opponents were bigger than him. Crawford stopped small, medium, or large. And obviously,
what are we talking about there? By the way, size does matter, but I'll give that guy the thumb up of the week for the comment. That Gilberto guy is clueless. Made me laugh.
This Gilberto dude just went around Big Mama's house and didn't mention Crawford leaving negotiations to fight David, a guy who was already scheduled to fight someone else in November. Big Mama's house? What the heck is that?
For some reason, a lot of Spence defenders, Crawford defenders were coming at me too, and I'm like, I have Crawford as a favorite, man. What's going on here?
Y'all are hella uninformed. Yeah, that's some people get really in their feelings about this, and none of them have a picture of themselves.
Hey, but I encourage more comments. It gets people going and get engaged. By the way, if you check one of the comments there, I think it was there was a back and forth between somebody, and it was like 30 comments back and forth. So
really?
Shout out to those guys.
Nobody have time for that. But Gilbert, thanks again for putting your pound for pound. Don't forget to check out everything else on Compas, on the Combat Compas, on everything else. Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya, Dana White calling out Tyson Fury. Check it all out here on Combat Compas.